Hello and welcome back to the podcast. We are entering the festive season, which means that 2023 is coming to a close, and it is always a good time of year to start thinking about your goals for the year ahead. And specifically in this episode, what I'd love to talk about is some of the key changes or things that you might like to challenge within your mindset and within your business in 2024 to ensure that as a wellness expert, as a health practitioner, 2024 gets to be your most financially successful year yet. And this podcast is a conversation about business strategy. My goal is always to get wellness experts having these more comfortable conversations about making money, about selling, about acquiring clients, because this is the lifeblood of your business and the work that you do. And if you have a financially successful year in 2024, it is going to enable you to increase your impact, reach more people, change more lives. But most importantly, and I always say this, it's going to enable you to transform your own life too. So starting to think about what financial success would mean to you in 2024. Would it mean that you could work fewer hours, have more flexibility around your family, be able to travel more, be able to increase your accessibility by writing a book or speaking on stages? Would it mean that you could be reinvesting back into your business, growing a team, expanding your reach, all of these things? What does it mean for you personally? Does it mean that you're able to, by the time Christmas or the festive season comes around next year, buy more abundant gifts for yourself or for your family? It's about, creating a clear why for and motivation for 2024 being your most successful year yet, your most profitable as a wellness expert. So let's talk about 5 things that I would suggest would be good changes to make, good things to be thinking about as we go into the new year. And the first is really a reflection of where the whole wellness industry is headed. As the wellness industry grows, demand is increasing, which is obviously a good thing. More and more consumers want access to wellness expertise, and most importantly, not just expertise, but also that accountability and support, because ultimately your clients are looking to you to support them to reach goals that they're unable to reach on their own. Now, increasing awareness and education around well-being and health means that consumers are more and more specific and focused on the types of problems that they want to solve. When it comes to fitness, consumers are clearer on the type of functional fitness they want to be working towards. They are clearer on the types of rehabilitation, recovery programs that they want to be focused on. People in every aspect of well-being are looking for more specialized solutions. There is a proliferation of information available on the internet, and so individual consumers are now looking for the support, accountability, and guidance to achieve outcomes that they no longer feel they are able to achieve on their own. So what does that mean for you? It means that the first thing you need to be focusing on to make 2024 your most financially successful year yet is to continue to specialize. Continue to position yourself as a wellness industry specialist, solving specific, tangible problems, helping clients to achieve bold outcomes where you're really specific about the time frame that you can help them in, about the results you're going to help them to achieve. The more and more granular, the more and more specific you can get, the more you will stand out in the marketplace as it continues to expand. And that's what we want. For you to be able to acquire clients consistently, you need to be clear on who you are in the marketplace so that the person who needs you can find you. And this has a ripple effect through some other things that we're going to talk about in this episode. So, specializing with the long-term goal of becoming an authority in your field. Really think about what is that thing that only you can help your clients to achieve. And when I talk about, our niching framework and how we become a specialist in the wellness industry, and I have a couple of short courses that help you to get this clarity, We really want to look not only at the person that you help and the problem that they have, but also the outcome that they desire. And the final piece that most wellness experts overlook is having a very clearly defined methodology, a process, a toolkit that is unique to you, your unique blueprint for getting clients results. And when we can combine all of those things together, you can really begin to position yourself as a specialist. So expert positioning. And just as a very quick analogy for why this is so important, if you are, and you may have heard me share this story before, but if you are looking for, the best sushi in town, then ask yourself whether you would go to the restaurant that serves sushi, but also serves, burgers and pizzas and salads, or would you jump on Google and be searching for the sushi restaurant that has, 500 plus 5-star reviews, has a wait list of 3 months to get a table? What are the signs that we look for as consumers that somebody or something is the best in its category? And that's really what in 2024, I would encourage you to be working towards. And there are a whole other host of benefits of specializing, including, when it comes to your professional development, you suddenly have a very focused approach to where you need to do your learning and enhance your expertise in order to be the best in class or in your field in that particular category. So specializing with the long-term goal of becoming an industry authority in your field. The second thing that I would be thinking about to make next year your best year yet is to be focusing on delivering unparalleled value. In contrast or in comparison to anybody else in your field, you need to be the person who is delivering that exponential amount of value to your audience. And I'm talking now about the value that you offer to your non-paying audience who are yet to become paying clients, because it's in that content, in that sharing of value, that you start to build the trust and the connection that ultimately those audience members or community members in your world need to make a confident purchasing decision with you. So when you ask yourself, who am I going to invest my time and money with? The person who is top of mind is going to be the person who has added the most value, who has positioned themselves, and this stems from our the previous point, positioned themselves as a clear expert in the field in which you are seeking support. So creating or focusing on creating a level of unparalleled value that nobody else is doing, going above and beyond what anyone else is offering in your field of expertise. But there's a caveat to this, and it is that if there was one mindset shift that I would encourage you to make around sharing content next year, it would be that the results, the commercial results of creating high value content consistently are not always going to be in direct proportion immediately. Okay. And what I mean by that is, if you're creating content and expecting an immediate or proportionate result from sharing that content, you will, and I can almost categorically guarantee this, you will get burnt out, disillusioned, and stop sharing content, because the value that comes from you showing up as an expert does not come immediately. It does not directly translate into sales in the short term. Sales is a lag effect of what you did in your business or how you showed up in your business 30, 60, 90 days before today. So the results that you're seeing now are a result of things that you did previously. And some of the clients that I bring into my world today are people who have resonated with something or connected with me in some way up to multiple years ago. So we're talking about retrospective value of months, years. Being consistent over time is what will ultimately drive financial outcomes in your business. So focus on delivering value in 2024. that does not expect an immediate result. And if you can get into that mindset when you're creating content and value for your audience, you won't be experiencing that constant frustration or disillusionment that the results are not immediate. Instead, you start to play a long game. You start to show up regardless of the immediate output. So something to bear in mind as you start thinking about how you're going to show up, the frequency with which you're going to show up, and how you're going to feel if you don't get those immediate results. And just reflect on the year that's been. Were you consistent? Were you showing up and sharing the same message consistently, day after day, week after week, year after year? Because when you look at leaders in your field, that is exactly what they have done. And that consistency over time has compounded to achieve much greater results than when they first began. So, what's the third thing that we need to think about changing as we go into 2024? Well, I would encourage you to start thinking about the circles in which you are moving. So there are wellness experts who are purely focused on being best in their field, being a specialist, being good at what they do. And then there are wellness experts who are focused on that, but are also consciously cultivating a business mindset, constantly challenging themselves to get comfortable with this conversation around setting financial goals, being good at selling, showing up and making offers to their audience. And I would encourage you in the year ahead to put yourself in that category. And I mean, literally put yourself in that category of people. Join communities, move in rooms of people who are comfortable and excited and motivated about being financially successful in business, because your biggest challenge as you grow a business as a wellness expert is going to be getting comfortable with wearing two different hats. One is the hat that you wear as a wellness expert or a health practitioner, serving clients and getting amazing results. And the other hat is the hat that you wear as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, as the CEO of your own business, who is setting clear financial goals, who is reflecting on metrics and measuring and optimizing things in your business so that you know what's working and what's not working, who is creating a marketing plan for themselves, who is strategic about the way that they show up. And if all of these things sound a little overwhelming or a little scary or a little daunting, then all the more reason for you to start moving in circles of people who are having these conversations. Because the sooner you do that, the more comfortable it becomes and the clearer you can become on what are the holes that need plugging in your business or in your knowledge of business that will ultimately help you to do this work that you do for longer. And also enjoy it in the process. The fourth thing I want to talk about is your business model. So again, if you've never really thought about your business model, then this might be slightly out of your comfort zone, and that's good. I want to push you out of your comfort zone when it comes to these conversations about business and the business side of things. So looking at your business model, are you making things too complicated for yourself? Are you trying to launch too many things? Are you trying to offer too many things to too many people? And frankly, this is the journey that I have been on in my business of challenging myself to simplify things. And if there's one thing I've learned, it's that ironically, making things complicated is often easier than simplifying things. Because in the pursuit of growth, often we are taking a kind of plaster band-aid approach where we're fighting fires as they start, and we're reactive, and we are launching new things when people ask us to launch them, and we're diversifying our offers and our programs so that there are 55 different combinations of ways in which you work with clients, and suddenly you're selling 55 different things and you're not sure what you're selling when and how, and there's no real clear sales journey for your client to go on. And what we want to do in 2024 is simplify everything. Now, this leads into my final point, and that is that your focus in 2024, if you are not getting consistent clients and not making consistent revenue and therefore income in your business, is going to be to come back to the core of the work that you do as an expert and optimize the delivery of your one-to-one coaching and support. So regardless of where you're at and what else you've launched, what I would encourage you to focus on coming back to and optimizing in 2024, if you want this to be your most financially successful year yet, is your one-to-one delivery. Now, I am tired of hearing that one-to-one is exhausting. I'm tired of hearing that one-to-one is not scalable. I'm tired of hearing that one-to-one is, a waste of time and we should all be focusing on passive income generation. That works in some industry categories within the wider coaching and consulting industry. In the wellness industry, you need to, in pursuit of becoming a specialist, have a foundational one-to-one offering. And it is the offer, the program, the thing in your business that is going to generate you the most immediate revenue and the most consistent revenue. And if you're not already optimizing that one-to-one delivery so that it integrates some self-directed learning for your clients, so that it's more efficient, so that clients are being onboarded efficiently into it, so that clients are getting results even when they're not with you or not seeing you. If you're not figuring out how to get yourself booked out in a one-to-one capacity, or you're not there yet, then that's where your focus needs to be in 2024. Focus on that one-to-one delivery, optimizing it, and then that becomes something that is scalable. That becomes something that can transform very seamlessly into a group online program. And then beyond that, more passive income streams like online courses and memberships and so on. But the biggest mistake that I see wellness experts make, and if you made it this year, then this is your opportunity to reflect and learn, is to think that creating a passive offer, an online course, a group program is going to solve all of your problems, and you've launched it and maybe to some level of success, and then you found it difficult to sustain the same level of success with that group or more scalable offering in the long term. And it's probably because you haven't mastered yet those critical skills of marketing, of selling, of positioning yourself as an expert in your field, as a specialist, and that coming back to the foundations is often the best way to take enormous leaps forward in your business financially and strategically. So let's do a little bit of a recap as we conclude. So in 2024, making it your most financially successful year yet, we want to focus on specializing so that in the long term, you really become that authority in your field. We want to focus on delivering unparalleled value to your audience and not with an expectation of immediate return, with a long play in mind that it will compound over time and position you as that reliable, trustworthy expert in that specific field. We want to put yourself into the best possible rooms and communities and circles of wellness experts that are having conversations about growing businesses, getting comfortable and confident talking about the business side of things. Make it your native language. Make it a language that you enjoy speaking so that you're excited about building your business and you're constantly building that confidence around that part of this as well, wearing that CEO or entrepreneur hat with confidence. Simplifying your business model as we go into the new year, focusing on one specific offering rather than complicating your business model with 5, 10 different ways of working with you and ultimately just confusing clients and trying to run multiple businesses in one. And finally, optimizing that one-to-one delivery. I will bang this drum forever that you need to be optimizing your one-to-one delivery and doing an exceptional job at that, scaling it to your maximum capacity before you start to look at ways in which you can develop more passive offers in the future. I hope that you have found this helpful. As always, come over and find me on Instagram at Lauren Arms. Let me know what you liked about this episode, if it was helpful for you. I always appreciate your feedback, and I will look forward to catching you in the next episode.